People of the internet, welcome back to another video. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, folks. I got a video pulled up here. Comes from a content creator by the name of Aquarius Wave, in which he entitles the video, "Why I Abandoned the Black Culture." Saw the title, kind of struck out to me. I wanted to watch this clip and share my thoughts. And as I usually do, I encourage you guys to share your thoughts down in the comment section below. On this channel, we like to talk about philosophy, self-improvement, and the culture. So I thought it was interesting to hear this young man's perspective as to why he chose to abandon the Black culture. Let's get into it.
What they call quote unquote Black culture is nothing more than low vibrational programming. Simple as that. If you look at all of the elements of quote unquote Black culture in America, it is all the lowest hanging fruit. It is the most degenerate, the most disgusting, the most perverted ideas that you could think of. And if you want an example, like just a very clear visual example, I wouldn't recommend doing it outside of strictly research purposes. Go and watch the BET Awards in the last 5 to 10 years. And I want you to see the progression of debauchery on the BET Awards. Now, if you don't know what BET stands for, good for you, because you probably haven't been exposed to this foolishness. But BET stands for Black Entertainment Television. It stopped being entertaining and it stopped being actually black a long time ago. Viacom bought the company, and that's a white-owned company. They bought it from, I believe, Bob Johnson is his name, multi-billionaire black man. He sold the company off to Viacom. Now, again, I don't give a damn about the race thing, but I'm making a point here to say that the Black entertainment television has become a caricature. It's become, people like to call me an Uncle Tom or Coon or Sambo, not understanding that the true Uncle Tom, or the true sellout, the true Black sellout, is the one who sells his community out, which means he is destroying his community. The only people doing that are the dope dealers, the jackers, the executioners, the 304s, the cheek clappers. You understand me? These individuals are the degenerates in our society, in our quote unquote communities. And when they push this culture, these are the people that they put at a pedestal. These are the people that they elevate. If you look at even politics, look at left-wing politics. Kamala Harris bought up Meg the Stallion, Cardi B, Beyonce, right? Some people say, well, Beyonce is a little classier. I'm sorry. Since Beyonce stretched over 40, for some reason, she has lost more clothes. It's like the older she got, the less that she dresses. I don't know what it is about that. Am I alone in that? Am I the only one who thought to myself, man, when she was like in her 20s, she was doing Destiny's Child. Yeah, maybe she was a little more shy or whatever. But I'm like, there was wholesomeness there. There was a decency. And then all of a sudden, we got almost booty butt naked Beyonce. What's going on? You're a mother of two now. What's going on? Maybe three. I don't even know.
Let's pause it right there real quick, folks. Again, the content creator's name is Aquarius Wave. Shout out to this brother, man. And to be completely honest, folks, of what I heard thus far in this video, I agree with him 110%. It's like, oh, bro, what do you mean, man? What are you talking about? You don't like the Black culture? You're a black man. You don't like the hippity hop and the cheek clapping and the BET Awards and... And to be completely honest, I've shared the same sentiment for some time now, folks. So I come across this, again, the video is entitled, "Why Abandon the Black Culture?" And I would have to say with this gentleman here, I agree to a certain degree, man. A lot of what he said did resonate with me, and I share the same sentiment. He spoke about Kamala Harris and the artists that she chose to endorse her on her campaign, the Glorrillas and the Meg Thee Stallions. She didn't call Jill Scott. She didn't call, Mariah Carey. And again, of course, I know people don't necessarily like to, endorse certain political, figures, whatever the cases. They stay out of politics, whatever the cases. But I made this point as well, too, around that election time when we were gearing up towards the elections where the debates were still going on. And of course, it was Kamala and President Trump, whatever the cases. It was an interesting choice that Kamala chose in terms of the people that she wanted to represent her at her rally. She didn't call some of the people that we kind of look up to. She didn't call our Jill Scotts, our Lauryn Hills. Nah, I ain't call those people. Nah, she called Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Glorilla. There's a lot of things within the Black culture, man, that we champion as the idea of cool, but in my honest to God opinion, it's not cool at all. There's a certain culture, there's a certain look, I guess you can kind of say, that's easily associated with the black culture. And I feel like that image is not associated with all of us within the black culture, man. So again, this brother is saying a lot of things that I agree with. But when you start talking like that, if you speak too proper, or if you speak against the black culture, they start calling you a coon, a sellout. They start calling you the house nigga. Hopefully I don't get flagged for that, but of course I'm just trying to make a point here. They call you uppity black folks if you speak too proper. If there's not slang and jargon in every single word that you say, oh, he must be one of them uppity blacks. That's what they'll title you. I've been saying it for some time, man. There's things within this black culture that we gotta change. There has to be a reform because I feel like we are the laughing stocks within this human society. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like every culture has their icks, right? So I feel like every, demographic has their things that they're probably not the best proud of, whatever the case is. But I feel like within our black culture, it's only us that has found a way to monetize and make cool a culture that's nothing but filled with degeneracy. Degeneracy is what a lot of people associate with our black culture. Why is that? I feel like they don't look to the black folks for much intellect. And not to say that we don't have our intellectuals and we don't have our stand-up, people within our culture, but I feel like what is considered cool these days, especially to the younger demographic, especially within mainstream media, it's not what one would want their children to grow up on. There's a lot of stereotypes. Of course, stereotypes are, somewhat comical at times as well too, because there's some truth, there's some validity in some of the stereotypes, man. So I feel like when you hear a black person within current culture, even if you look like, I've been seeing videos on YouTube and social media in general, when you go to other countries like, China, Japan, or whatever the case is, and what their depiction of the black culture is, and when they try to, take what they think is the cool aspects of the black culture and implement into their own style, you'd be like, wait, is that what you make of us? And maybe how they carry themselves in their music videos and how they style. I feel like, yeah, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of elements of the black culture that I feel like we are the innovators of. I think we do kind of determine what is cool. But in terms of the ownership, in terms of what people more so resonate with in our mainstream media, whatever the case is, in our popular culture, when you associate the black culture with some of these things, it's a bad look. But again, when you start speaking like this and you go against the grain, start calling you all types of names, whatever the case is, they revoke your black card, things of that nature. And to be completely honest, I don't really care. And I feel like that's the sentiment of this brother as well too. Let me watch a little bit more, see if he has a little bit more insight. But so far, I kind of agree with everything he's saying. I do believe that the black culture is highly associated with degeneracy, and I want to make a change. I want us to kind of view these things and kind of, if it matters to you, because some people, they're completely fine. That's just the way we are, man. I love being black. That's just how we are, man. We shouldn't care what the other demographics think about us. This, that, and the other. And people have all types of excuses. When we're talking about generational wealth, when we're talking about generational progression, when we're talking about just how we carry ourselves in terms of being able to have access to certain resources and being able to have a certain seat at the tables, man, certain things are not going to fly, in my personal opinion. Let's get a little bit more from Mr. Aquarius Wave, see what else he has to say.
The lowest vibrational, the most degenerate, the most vile. Then you go over to our men, and what are we doing over here? Bang, bang, shoot him up, huh? Gang, gang, gang. Smoking on Tuka. That's what we're doing? Taking each other out. Eliminating the person who looks like your own cousin, your own brother. That's what we have been sold as our culture. Are you serious? This is why I gave up on the quote unquote black community. I already had my black card revoked. You understand me? And like it was already being pulled. My black card, they pull your card, right? They pull your coat. They were pulling my card at first. And it got yanked away on November 5th when I made a decision that was contrary to what I was supposed to do. I got off the Democratic plantation and I made a decision for myself, like millions of other free-thinking individuals. And I got my black card revoked, completely removed. And you know what? I, for the first time, felt absolutely free because I was no longer obligated to anybody or anything besides the truth. I am beholden to the truth and nothing else. And that there is the greatest freedom that anybody could ever ask for, is when you know that you can say what needs to be said, and no matter who feels a type of way about it, you will still say it. I feel bad for those who still feel like they have to hide their opinions and you duck off into a corner. I really do. I feel empathy for you and I understand where you're coming from. And I will continue to be a voice for those who are afraid to speak out. But I will also continue to encourage you to say we all need to speak out, because so long as we don't, we allow this foolishness, this madness to represent us and to continue to perpetuate. Our kids are going to continue to consume the sexy reds, no Diddy, until we stop worshiping first and foremost, but we also have to speak out. And thank you to the brothers and sisters out there who are speaking out against this stuff. I really appreciate y'all because I know you're out there. But we need to speak with megaphones. They have been yelling and screeching these messages. They've been putting billions of dollars, advertising dollars, into getting this messaging across to us. And so we have to counter it with telling the truth.
Let's pause it right there, man. Again, the video is entitled Why I Abandoned the Black Culture, and this brother Aquarius Wave over on YouTube is saying a lot of things that I resonate with. He's saying a lot of things that I agree with. Again, there's a lot of things within the black culture that we're calling cool that's not cool. There's a lot of people that we've given platforms and that the younger generation is looking up to that I don't really think we want our generation to be looking up to. Why is that? Degeneracy sells. Why does degeneracy sell, specifically within the black culture? I feel like degeneracy sells, all throughout social media, but it's a little bit different. It hits a little bit different from where I'm sitting, at least within the black community. I do feel like we are the entertainment. We're the, okay, let's not look to them. And again, I'm not saying that there's not people out there that do great things within our community. I'm not saying that we don't have good role models. We do. We have all of those things. But I feel like what sells, what the quote unquote culture kind of idolizes and puts at the forefront within our black culture is not really what is the best representation, in my personal opinion. So what's the solution? Like he said as well, too, we got to be a little bit more outspoken, man. We got to, the people who feel like they do have a solid head on their shoulders. And again, I'm not saying that we all can't have our own quirkiness and our own uniqueness, whatever the case is, but as a whole, as a collective, I do think we got to do a little bit better. The things that we idolize, I like how he spoke on the brothers as well, too. So fellas, man, like everything is gang and sliding on the ops and smoking on this and popping that and hoes and bitches, and we don't got time for that, bro. I don't know another demographic of people. Again, if we're just playing the comparison game, I don't know another demographic of people that idolizes the things that we do in this culture. And I'm not saying that these other cultures don't have their things as well, too. These other races and this, that, and the other. But I feel like with us black folks, it's at the forefront. Degeneracy is at the forefront. You'll be almost convinced that you have to live a certain way and look a certain type of way because it's what we put at the forefront. It's what sells. People are more open to the idea of doing things that maybe go against the grain because it's what they associate with the black culture. And why is that? I want solutions. I think we got to do better. I want better for us as a society. I want better for us as a people. Now, for me personally, it's just like, I personally wouldn't say I've abandoned the black culture, but I'm not about to die on the hill for it. There's certain things that I'm not going to tip my hat to. There's certain things that I'm not going to subscribe to. There's a way of life within our black community that I'm not going to co-sign. Simple. And I think more and more people need to take a stand and do that as well, too. Yes, do we have elements of our black culture that I do take pride in? I feel like I do. There's a lot of things within our culture in terms of just our style and, how we kind of do certain things as well, too. I like that. I don't want us to stray away from the things that make us unique. But at the same time, I just don't like how the degeneracy within our black culture seems to be what other races and I think society as a whole associates us with. I think we could do a lot better. I think when we are asking to have a solid seat at the table, some of these conversations to be in some of these rooms, we got to represent. I think there needs to be an even amount of the stand-up citizens within our culture that are taken seriously as it is with the degenerates. Let's just call a spade, man. Let's just keep it real. It's just like, I'm hip to it. You're hip. You're aware. We're all seeing how the social media depicts us and how other cultures associate with the black culture. I think we could do a lot better. I think it takes people putting their foot down, making a stance, and just calling things out that are not cool. Calling out certain people that's not cool. There's certain people in the industry that I can think of right now that's not cool, bro. But for some reason, these are the people who our children are gravitating towards. These are the people that are making the millions of dollars and getting the largest platforms. And these are the people that I feel like are taking us backwards within our culture. Those are my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear yours down in the comment sections below. Do you agree with myself and Mr. Aquarius Wave? Do you believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done within the black culture? Have you abandoned the black culture? What are some ways and what are some ideas or what are some things that we could do to see to it that we can maybe clean up the perception of the black community? I think that there's ways that we can keep the things that are positive and are maybe showing us in the best light. Maybe we should start doing away with the things that do not. Those are my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear yours down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. I will catch you on the next one.